Let's begin with acute inflammation, the immediate war. You see the results of acute inflammation every day. The 5 classical cardinal signs, that is rubor or redness, calor or heat, tumor or swelling, dolor or pain, and functionalacia, which is loss of function. The process starts in the local blood vessels. Why vessels? Because the soldiers, that is immune cells, and the ammo, which are the mediators, are in the blood. First thing that occurs is the transient vasoconstriction, a brief clamping. This is small arterioles constrict for a few seconds. Why? To momentarily limit blood loss and allow the chemical signals to be released before the big response. Immediately thereafter, vasodilation occurs, which is opening the taps. The arterioles widen significantly. Why? To increase blood flow. This is known as hyperemia. More blood means more defense cells delivered faster. This is the source of rubor, which is redness, and calor, that is heat, as warmer blood is brought to the surface. Then, increased vascular permeability occurs, making the vessels leaky. Endothelial cells, the lining of the vessels, contract, creating gaps. Why? To allow the plasma proteins and fluid to leak out. This fluid dilutes the toxin. This leakage causes tumor or swelling. This protein-rich fluid leaking out is called exudate. Exudate or inflammatory fluid is like a thick soup, high proteins, high cells. Whereas transudate, which is non-inflammatory, is like clear water, low protein, few cells. When vessels are just leaky due to increased pressure, like in heart failure, the fluid is transudate, clear and low protein. When the vessels are leaky due to inflammation, the fluid is exudate, cloudy, high protein, full of cells and debris. This is the key difference in diagnosing clinical effusions, pleural or peritoneal. Next comes stasis or slowing down. The blood flow slows down due to the loss of plasma. Viscosity increased step. Why? This is critical for the next step. It allows the white blood cells to get close to the vessel wall, which they cannot do in the fast flowing central blood. Next, what happens are collectively called cellular events. The soldiers exit the transport. The goal is to get neutrophils, the main soldiers of acute inflammation, out of the vessel. Margination. WBCs move from the center of the vessel to the periphery, the margin due to stasis. Rolling. WBCs weakly and transiently stick to the endothelium and roll along. Why? This checking out process is mediated by adhesion molecules called selectins, E-selectin, P-selectin. They act like Velcro, allowing the cell to slow down and sample the area. Then comes adhesion. WBCs stop rolling and stick firmly. This firm grip is mediated by integrins on the leukocyte, which are dramatically activated by the local inflammatory signals like chemokines. This is a perfect example of receptor-ligand binding that dictates cell behavior. Transmigration or diapedesis. The WBC squeezes through the gap between two endothelial cells and through the basement membrane. The cell physically enters the site of injury. Chemotaxis. The WBC moves along a chemical gradient in the tissues towards the site of the stimulus to find the exact location of the bacteria or dead cells. The main chemical signals or chemoattractants are C5a from the complement system and LTB4 from leukotrienes and bacterial peptides. Lastly, in acute inflammation comes phagocytosis, the cleanup crew. Why is this necessary? The cells must be destroyed and removed. So, the following are the steps of phagocytosis. Recognition and attachment. It is helped by opsonins, immunoglobulin G and C3b. Why opsonins? They coat the microbes and making them tasty and easy to grab, significantly speeding up ingestion. Engulfment. The cell membrane forms a phagosome around the particle. Killing and degradation, the weapons. There are two ways to do that: oxygen-dependent way of killing and oxygen-independent way of degradation. In oxygen-dependent way, the respiratory bursts form reactive oxygen species like superoxide anion and hydrogen peroxide. The enzyme myeloperoxidase converts hydrogen peroxide into hypochlorite, a potent killer. In oxygen-independent way, it is done by enzymes like lysozyme inside the lysosome. Now let's do the vertical integration with medicine. The defects in the respiratory burst causes chronic granulomatous disease, where phagocytes can ingest but cannot kill, leading to chronic infections. Acute inflammation usually leads to clearance or abscess, a localized collection of pus, but sometimes it progresses to chronic inflammation.